Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mass Ranker back again with another ranking, and today we are doing a ranking for all of the Phineas and Ferb characters. This is going to include all the characters from the series, the Second Dimension movie, and the Candace vs. the Universe movie. I did not really include any characters from the Marvel or Star Wars special because most of them are just kind of like they're mostly just characters from Marvel or Star Wars specifically, any new characters that there are. So I just didn't really feel like including them. So this is just like these are mainly exclusive Phineas and Ferb characters and not like crossover characters from other like other franchises, I guess. So yeah, so with that said, let us just begin, starting off with probably there's going to be a lot of, this show is very long, and so there are a lot of side characters, so there's going to probably be a decent amount of just D/F tier characters, and a lot of characters that I'm just not going to remember their names for. This was, I think, Lawrence's cousin from England, don't really care for him. This is a Fireside Girl member, I don't remember her name, D/F tier. This is the brother of Irving, and he was fine, I would say. I would give him like C tier. Yeah, for these kind of longer rankings, I have to remind myself not to like start getting too in depth with the characters, but I did he had some nice back and forths with his brother, I would say. Rodney was fine, I would say C tier, the kind of villain love muffin rival of Doofenshmirtz. I think this is Candace's future daughter in the one episode where Phineas and Ferb go to the future. This is like Candace's future daughter. I don't really care for her. This is Baljeet from the Second Dimension. I thought that I really like his design. He looks a lot cooler in the Second Dimension than he does in the First Dimension. I would give him probably, we'll go B tier for Baljeet. The actual Baljeet himself, the one that we like see throughout the course of the series, I would say that he's alright. I would give him like B tier, definitely. Just the side characters, I do think that they are pretty, I think they're like kind of one-dimensional, but at the same time we do spend so much time with them that that over the course of the show you do kind of end up not growing attached, but like you do have an appreciation for these characters after having spent so much time with them. So I'll give him B tier, I would say. Him being like the nerd of the group, kind of, that is also like he's smart, not as like on the level of Phineas and Ferb with like all their inventions and stuff, but still he is definitely the one, like in a lot of situations that they're in, he has to explain like the scientific side of things or the probabilities of like success in a lot of situations. So I'll give him B tier. I think he is pretty good, I would say. This is Mother. I included her for some reason, D/F tier. I don't even think she talks at any point in the show. Didn't move her. Yeah, so D/F tier. This is the one Canadian villain dude from the one episode that Perry ends up working with a Canadian spy. I would give him probably D/F tier. Don't really remember too much, not that memorable. This is the old dude that's all crazy, and I think it wasn't the last episode of the show in season 4. I think it was I don't remember what episode, but there was an episode where he shows up in this machine, and I forgot what it was. It may have actually been it might have been actually the final episode of the show. I don't remember specifically, but I don't remember too much. I'm just going to put him D/F tier. This is Phineas and Ferb and Candace's grandma from their mom's side. Don't really care for her too much. This is Buford's mom. Not that important. D/F tier. This is one of the elves from the Christmas special. I would give him probably C tier. Pretty good in the Christmas special, I guess. This was a dude that ended up, I think he just said okay a lot. That was his whole gimmick, and he married, I think, Candace's aunt, I'm pretty sure, so don't really care for him too much. This is one of the members of Love Handle. I would give him probably C tier. He was good in the actual Love Handle episode, but besides that, he is not really in the show. He only shows up in the Love Handle sequences after that. So this is one of the coward aliens from the Candace movie. I don't really care for them. This is Meep's wife, that I also don't really care for her. This is the French girl that Buford had a crush on, and ultimately she rejected him. Don't really care for her. This is Doofenshmirtz's southern cousin, I guess. He's in like one episode, don't really care for him. This is Buford from the Second Dimension. I would give him probably, I'll go also B tier, but Buford himself I would give probably A tier. I think out of all of the friend group of Phineas and Ferb, I think that he is the most entertaining, I would say, where it's like he is a bully, but he's definitely not just constrained by the stereotypical bully attitude. He definitely has a lot of interesting sides to him where he's very like artistic and stuff. At the same time, he has like a lot of like unexpected moments in a lot of situations and stuff that you wouldn't expect, like that after a while, I guess you kind of like, it does start to, I don't know how to describe this, but he has like a lot of moments that surprising moments to like his character, I guess, and after a while, I guess you do start to expect it because having seen it so many times. But yeah, I would say that he is definitely an A tier character and one of the most enjoyable parts of the show, I would say. This is Candace from the Second Dimension. I would give her probably, I'll go B tier. She was fine, I would say. interesting seeing Candace like such a different shift from the regular Candace, where the regular Candace is very much her whole thing is trying to bust Phineas and Ferb, and then this version of Candace, she is just trying to protect them, which I guess also the original Candace is also trying to do, but this one is like much more action-oriented, which is a very drastic shift from the original Candace. The original Candace, I am going to give her probably just C tier, I guess. I don't know. She's one of the most, just out of all the characters in the show, like she's so focused, like she has basically like one or two personality traits, which is either obsessed with Jeremy or obsessed with busting her brothers, and it just gets like, for how much of a formulaic show this is, I think that aspect, like her character is the most, I think, formulaic out of any of the characters in the show, where it just like, at least Doofenshmirtz, like every episode, it's like he has a different kind of plot. You know, he introduces a new backstory to Perry the Platypus and stuff. So it's like kind of interesting in that sense. It kind of changes up each episode. With this, it's just always the same thing with Candace. Like maybe she comes up with like a different method of maybe trying to bust the boys, but it is still just really, really repetitive. And because of that, I just don't. It's very just, it gets annoying after a while. So just see Jeremy Neighbor. This is the Candace suit, extremely creepy. Just D/F here. This is the leader from the show that Baljeet watches, the Star Adventure show, whatever it's called. Don't really care for him. D/F here. Carl, I would give him probably, I'll go A tier. He was pretty good. I did think that this unpaid intern that works for Alka, that just shows up, is constantly helping out people, has some good funny moments, I would say. Yeah, solid A tier. Good. This is these two are the singers that were hired in one of the big special episodes of Phineas and Ferb, one of like the 40-minute long episodes. I don't care for them. They were just in a dance sequence. I don't really know why I included them, to be honest. This is Charlene. This is Doofenshmirtz's ex-wife. I would give her probably, I don't know, I'll go C tier. I don't think I included the second dimension version of her. I'm pretty sure I didn't, and I would say that her in the second dimension was probably more interesting, where she had the whole song sequence with Doofenshmirtz. I thought that was pretty good about like why they're still, they love each other, but they're still divorced for like tax related purposes or whatever, or just like that they get on each other's nerves, and then them living together is just easier. So I did like her in that one episode where we go back to the second dimension, but her character just regularly is not really, we barely see her, to be honest. There's like a few episodes where I think there's an episode where Vanessa tries to prove that Doofenshmirtz is evil to her. There's an episode where I think, yeah, honestly, that's the only episode I really remember of her. I know that she shows up probably a few more instances, but she is just not very memorable, so we're just going to go C for Charlene, I would say. This is the bread bowl. The whole gimmick with Buford in the 5th season becomes he wants to build a Red Bull hot tub, and so eventually, one of the final episodes of season 5 is he actually does manage to build a Red Bull hot tub, or he doesn't, but Phineas and Ferb build one for him. And I did like the episode. The episode was pretty good. The actual Red Bull hot tub itself, I don't really care for though, but I did like the episode, I would say. This is the other elf from the Christmas special. We'll go another C tier for the elves, I would say. Yeah, just the elves were pretty good in the Christmas special, but not very memorable, I would say. This is Phineas and Ferb's grandpa from their mom's side. I would give him D/F here, don't really care for him too much. This is Colonel something, I don't remember, just a person that works at Alka, not that memorable. This is Coltrane. I think he is dating Stacy, and he only really shows up in like one episode, though. I think well, not just one episode. There's like one or two episodes that he shows up in. Initially, he is introduced as being part of Jeremy's band, and I think there's another episode where he's hanging out with Jeremy or something like that. We really don't see anything of him, like Stacy also being like the friend, Stacy like being the friend of Candace. You would think that like the friend of Jeremy maybe see a bit more of, but Jeremy himself, we don't see as much as Stacy, I would say. But yeah, so a character that I feel like is supposed to be a bit more important than he is, but we just don't really see a lot of him. So I'll give him we'll go C for Coltrane, I guess. This is one of the, I included her for some reason. This is like I forgot the name, but there was an episode that Candace and Stacy, they win a competition where they get to like tour around with this one band. And yeah, they just treat Candace and Stacy like trash, and eventually they learn that they shouldn't treat their fans that way. Don't really care for. This is one of the creators. This is, I don't know, one of them is named like Marshy, the other one's named Dan. I think this one's named Dan. But this is like meant here. These are the creators of Phineas and Ferb. I would give them probably, we'll go C tier just because they are not really, they're like cameos if anything. I do like actually the scenes where it's like we see them like in like live action format. I think that those scenes are pretty interesting. It's very like very much kind of not like Whiplash in the sense of like we go from like cartoon to IRL. I think that is interesting to see. So what other names actually I want to check now? Phineas and Ferb creator names. Let's hear. Dan Povenmire and Jeff Swampy Marsh. Yeah, so, yeah, I think here Jeff voices Major Monogram, Dan voices Doofenshmirtz. Yeah, just, we'll go see for cameo, I guess. This is another member of Love Handle. I will put him with the other member of Love Handle. They were fine. Again, same thing I said about him. Can apply to him as well. Good in the one Love Handle episode, but then only ever shows up for like musical sequences after that one episode. This is the wife of the crazy dude. Yeah, I don't. Same thing, I guess. They're in the one episode. I don't really know. These are just some side characters. Like, so again, some side characters I decided to include. Others I didn't. For some reason, I guess I thought they were memorable enough where I guess I included them, but they're not memorable enough for me to rate them higher than D/F. This dude, I don't know what was up with this dude. This was like a random kid that apparently Phineas and Ferb and their friends are friends with this kid. He was in like 1 or 2 episodes and that's it, and then he just like doesn't appear ever again. So yeah, I'm just gonna go D/F here because he's extremely non-prominent. Doofenshmirtz's parents, I would give them D/F here. Not great parents. Very terrible the way that they treated Doofenshmirtz throughout his childhood. So yeah, not good parents. D/F here. This was Dr. Dumenta something. Let me see here. Phineas and Ferb. Not Dr. Hirano. No, Dr. Diminutive. Yeah, I don't know what diminutive means, but maybe it's a pun about him or something like that. I don't really care for him. I'm giving him D/F here. I think Rodney worked as a bit better I think Rodney was a better antagonist, I would say, towards Doofenshmirtz compared to Dr. Diminutive, where he just kind of like becomes the de facto rival of Doofenshmirtz in the 5th season, because I think Rodney is like still in jail at this point. So, okay, next is the second dimension Doofenshmirtz. I would give him we'll go A tier. I would say that he's not as good as the original Doofenshmirtz, but he's definitely it's still like basically Doofenshmirtz, but just a bit more sinister and evil. So pretty good, I would say, definite A tier. But then the original Doofenshmirtz is definitely an S tier character. I thought that he was fantastic. He is one of the most enjoyable parts about this series. He's very funny. His relationship with either Vanessa or his kind of rivalry that he has with Perry the Platypus is very entertaining. Again, he's funny. He is just, like, genuinely, he's a decent person, I would say. Like, not even necessarily evil, but he does want, his whole goal is, like, to take over the tri-state area, so he tries to be evil. He's not really, like, he's still a decent person when push comes to shove, so, yeah, definite S tier I'm going to give him. This is the woman. She's, like, in charge of the Fireside Girls. I don't care for a D/F here. I think this is Candace's cousin, I'm pretty sure. And I don't really care for her too much. She was in one episode where I think she tried to teach Candace how to act like a proper lady. And yeah, she was fine in that one episode, but she's just not that, like, just that one episode and that was it. So these two are, the whole joke with them is that every time, like, this guy, he buys something, and then this woman, his wife, basically says, like, I can't believe you bought this thing, but you didn't buy this, like, thing that, like, you need for the pre-mentioned thing needs to be successful. They'll be like, I can't believe you bought a farm, but you didn't buy any, like, farm animals, and then the joke will be that Phineas and Ferb, whatever they're doing, like, or the Perry versus Doofenshmirtz, like, the antics of, like, whatever the other characters are doing ends up leading to, like, him getting the thing that he needs to prove her, like, wrong or something like that. So it's a fine joke. There are some interesting kind of, like, it always, like, changes slightly each time that the joke comes up, and I would say that there are some good instances of it. So I will give it C tier. I do enjoy, like, every time that joke comes up to see, like, how they're gonna play it a bit differently, I would say. So we'll go C tier. This is alternate version. This is second dimension Ferb. I don't really care for him. He speaks even less than, like, the regular Ferb does. So I really just don't remember him at all, really, in the movie. Ferb himself, though, the original Ferb, I will give him probably. It's tough. He's technically like one of the main characters. The show is named after him and Phineas, but he, like, really just does not talk. So he does feel like he gets forgotten a lot in a lot of instances. So I'm just gonna give him C tier because, like, he's fine, but again, he just gets so, like, the fact that he doesn't talk. Like, Perry also doesn't talk, but Perry at least does more stuff where he feels a lot more memorable than Ferb, where he just feels like he gets cast off to the. He feels like a bit forgotten for how little he is. He talks or, like, really does stuff. So, like, he does a lot, but again, he just, like, feels overshadowed by the rest of the gang, I would say. So I'm just gonna give him C tier. These are Ferb's cousins. Don't really care for them. They're also, I think, kind of jerks towards the Americans, and so something about, like, soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. This dude, I thought this dude was funny. This dude was like a sculptor, I'm pretty sure, this dude, and he was working with someone who I probably included here as well, but I don't know where he is at the moment. So yeah, but this dude, I would say I did like to joke with him, I'm pretty sure. I don't even remember really a lot about him, to be honest. I just remember I really liked the episode, and I thought that his character was funny. I think he only spoke like Danish or something like that, so I thought he was, we'll go B tier. Okay, these are, I'm gonna include, should I do all the bugs together? We'll do all the bugs together, I'll say. We'll do them all at once. These are the 3 bugs. At first, I'm gonna be honest, when I first saw like what their plot was, where it's like, oh, just this random plot of 3 bugs trying to join Alka, I thought like, oh, this is great. This seems like it's gonna be pretty boring. This is actually one of my favorite side plots in all of the show. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that first of all, this dude is voiced by Josh Gad. This dude is voiced by, what's his name? It's the dude that voices Omni-Man, the dude that voices Ford from Gravity Falls. J.K. Simmons, yeah, J.K. Simmons. So he is voiced by J.K. Simmons. I think that, first of all, the voice actors do a great job. Even this dude, I don't know his voice actor, but I think he is still entertaining. This dude here, like specifically, I'm going to give them all, like, probably... I'm going to go, honestly, this one I'm giving A tier because he's a bit more serious, but then these two I'm giving S tier because they are they're extremely funny. Honestly, they had some of the funniest bits in the entire series, I would say, anytime that they show up. This dude, just whatever his lines are, this dude also like dropping some absolute gems of some lines. This dude, he's just a bit meant to be a bit more the straight man of the he's the straight man from the dynamic of their kind of little bug group. So, but he is still also very good. I think J.K. Simmons did a great job. Josh Gad did a great job. I want to find out who that other one is. Let's see here, Phineas and Ferb bug trio. Let's see what they are. What are the names? Floyd, Napoleon, Wendell. Okay, so I think that's... Okay, I'm not sure which is which. Let's see here, Phineas and Ferb. We'll just look up each name. Napoleon. Okay, Napoleon is, yeah, the leader. Wendell, is Wendell the... Let's see here, is Wendell the one that's... Okay, Wendell is the one that's voiced by Josh Gad, so that means Floyd is the... Let's see here. Floyd is the one that is... Yeah, he would be the other one. Who's he voiced by? Let's see here. Debuted in actor... He's voiced by Stephen Root. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I think he does a great job with the character. So, yeah, I'm going to give the Napoleon, we're giving A tier. Wendell and Floyd, S tier, definitely. So, yeah. I don't know who this is. I think this is the future son of Candace. This is another one of Candace's future kids. Don't really care for him. D/F here. Another Fireside Girl. I think this specifically, she is the sister of Stacy. I don't really care for her either. This one is... Okay, this is the second dimension version of... I think her name is Gretchen. She's like she's like the most prominent Fireside Girl character besides Isabella, I think. So I don't really care for her or for the second dimension version or the first dimension version. The Fireside Girls, I think as a group, they're fine, I would say, but any individual character... I will say this, I did like the Lord of the Flies episode with the Fireside Girls. I thought that was good, but I didn't really care for any one individual character from that episode. This was, I don't know why I included her. She was just a woman that, I think Doofenshmirtz, I think she bullied Doofenshmirtz when they were kids, but it was because she liked him, and then Doofenshmirtz tried to get revenge on her, and so, yeah, I don't really care for it at all, so D/F here. This dude, the Hat Dude, he had a great song sequence, I'll say that. The music sequence with him was fantastic, I will say. The whole thing with him is that he just like has hats, and he has a haberdashery where he gives people, like any agents in Alka, hats and stuff. So I'll give him, he was fine. I'll give him like a B tier, I would say. Yeah. This is Jeremy's grandma. Don't really care for her. She was in like one episode and that was it. This is another Fireside Girl, not that important. This is, I think, a friend of Lawrence from Africa, and I would give him like C tier. He was a bit memorable, I would say, and yeah, I don't really remember too much of what he did, but I do remember that he was decent for his episode. Irving is like... Irving's kind of weird because like they kind of introduce him like he's going to be a new member of the gang, but he doesn't end up like being a permanent... Like he just like kind of shows up every now and then, and he is like the fanboy of Phineas and Ferb, and just like always happy to go along with like whatever they're doing and stuff. At first I didn't like him really, but I think as time went on, I think his character got better for me, I would say. And at this point I would say he's like... I'll go like B tier, I would say. Isabella from the second dimension and the first dimension. I think I would give both versions. The second dimension version, for the record, she is pretty similar to Isabella from the Star Wars version, and I would say that both versions I would give probably... Here, I'll go one at a time. I would say the second dimension version I'll give B tier, I would say. I think that, yeah, just interesting to see Isabella like a different form, like a lot more harsh and stuff. I do like this kind of side of Isabella a bit more so, where she is like a lot more sweet and innocent, I guess, in the like the first dimension, but then when in the Star Wars special where she's like Han Solo, or in this version where she's like a lot more battle-hardened, I would say. I think that it is much more interesting with her character. Isabella from the regular dimension, I would give her probably either B or C tier. I'll be generous, I'll give her B tier. I think that she is a fine addition. Like, her whole thing is that she's a fireside girl, she has a crush on Phineas, and she just kind of, yeah, just another member of the gang, and I would say she's fine, just another good member of the dynamic of the friend group of Phineas and Ferb, I would say. This is Jenny, I think her name is. She is a friend of Candace that doesn't really show, like, at the beginning of the series, I think she does show up every now and then, but then towards, like, the later season, she just is kind of forgotten, so we'll go, like, D/F here. Jeremy from the second dimension and Jeremy from the first dimension. I'm going to give Jeremy from the second dimension, we'll go B tier, just a kind of interesting cameo to see a different character from the second dimension in the, like, just seeing another variant of the character, so I'll go B tier. I am surprised, though. I would have liked to see what Stacy is like in the second dimension, because I don't think we actually got to see Stacy in the second dimension. Jeremy himself, I would give him probably, I'll go A tier. I really like him in the first few seasons. He feels like a good, not necessarily even love interest, but like just a, I don't know, just I enjoyed every time he showed up. It's not necessarily for his like kind of relationship with Candace, just he seemed like a very chill dude that like when he showed up it was just like, oh, it's Jeremy, and so it was cool to see him. But he doesn't really show up in the later seasons. Like in the later seasons they had to recast his voice actor, and so it does feel like I don't know, like his relationship with Candace is fine. It's not like one of my favorite relationships ever, but I would say that it was nice like to see it develop throughout the course of the series. It did feel like one of the only things that actually changed in the show, where like this is a very formulaic show, but one of the things that actually felt like was kind of progressing was like Candace's relationship with Jeremy. And then when you get to like season 5, it kind of feels like it goes back to step one, like we revert all the progress that they had, because I guess they recast the voice actor, so they don't want to use this new voice actor as much to either because they don't want like fans to notice a change as much, or just because I don't know, they didn't want to pay this guy, the new voice actor, as much or something like that. I don't know what the reason is, but yeah, I'd give him like A tier, but definitely not as good as the course of the show goes on, I would say. This is the emo dude that I think dated Vanessa for a bit, and I don't really care for him. Another fireside girl, don't really care for this dude. He was a supervillain, just a random supervillain in one episode. I don't remember anything about him really, except I think he just like had bad days constantly, so yep, I don't really remember much about him. This is another emo that was friends with Vanessa, don't really care for her. This is Lawrence from the second dimension. I don't really care for him, along with Linda from the second dimension. Was her name Linda? I feel like I always get her name wrong, so I just want to double check that. Phineas and Ferb. It was Linda, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, Linda Flynn, and yeah, her like stage name was Lindana when she was a pop star. Yeah, so I don't care for their versions their versions are just meant to be like cameos in the second dimension movie. The actual characters themselves, Lawrence, I would give him probably, we'll go C tier. He's a pretty good parent, I would say. Nice dad, you know, like he's not really shocked by any of the antics that Phineas and Ferb do. He thinks that their mom, like Linda, approves of it. Linda herself, I will go with also probably C tier. I feel the only aspect I don't really like about her character is that she always like gets annoyed with Candace, but then us as the viewers, it's like we know that Candace is like kind of justified in like being concerned and stuff. So my least favorite part about her character was like I think in the Candace versus the Universe movie, which I think I saw it today. I'm pretty sure it was either today or yesterday, but I saw it today. I'm pretty sure. So. Yeah, so in that movie, it's like there is a scene where she gives this whole speech to Candace, like looking at Candace, while right behind her, Phineas and Ferb's invention is disappearing, where she says, like, every day we do the same thing. It's like, you need to, I don't know, she was like kind of being harsh towards Candace, and it's like, it's not her fault, because obviously it's like the universe is kind of against Candace in this instance. So, yeah, but I would say she's good. I think that, you know, like good mother, definitely, but I do not like the whole aspect where it's like she's part of like the, I don't know, the gaslighting towards Candace is like kind of funneled, kind of like she is used as a vessel for like being gaslit, I guess in a way. I don't know how to describe this. It's like she's part of the gaslighting towards Candace, which I don't like that much. So I'm going for, yeah, I'm just gonna give her C tier, I would say. But she's still like a good mother, and she does have like some good lines here and there, and so solid C tier, I would say. I don't know who this is. I don't know why I included this person. Out of every character, I think, yeah, I have no idea who this is at all. D/F here. I think every character up until this point I kind of like recognized. I literally have no clue who this is. This is the woman that Candace hired to bust Phineas and Ferb in the one episode. She was like in that one episode, and that's it. Don't really care for her too much. This was the Canadian spy that Perry worked with for the one episode. I would give her probably like, we'll go C for Canadian. She was fine. I think she does make a cameo in a future episode after that, but then, yeah, fine in that one episode, not really that prominent afterwards. So this is the second dimension major monogram. I would give him probably, yeah, D/F. I don't really care for him because he's just a cameo. However, the actual major monogram, I would give him probably like, I'll go B tier. I would say he's pretty good. You know, he's giving the missions to Perry to stop Doofenshmirtz with whatever he's doing. He's got some good funny lines. I would say solid B tier. I'm gonna give him. This is I forgot his name, but it's not Baljeet. It's like he was in the final episode of Phineas and Ferb, like season 4. What was the name? What's here? Phineas and Ferb. Was it like Master of Fate or something like that? I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's here. It loads. Okay, it's not loading. I don't know why it's not loading, but okay, I guess the Wi-Fi isn't really working at the moment. But I would give him probably, I think it was like Master of Fate, something like that. So I'm just gonna close that because I don't know why it's not loading. I'm going to give him probably, we'll go C tier. He is just not as good as the regular Baljeet, I would say, but you know, it's not actually Baljeet. It's just this dude that looks like Baljeet for some reason. Let me try this again. Okay, I'm messing up my typing. Phineas and Ferb, Master of, why am I, here we go. It's not loading. I don't know why it's not loading. My internet is, okay, here we go. Come on, please. Please. Here we go. A mysterious thunder summoning figure resembling Baljeet. Okay, yeah, it is Master of Fate. Okay, closing that, and let's continue. Meep, I would give him probably C tier. He's fine. He's like, he's all right. I like the Meep episodes themselves. They're a bit more interesting than the actual character of Meep. I just like the Meep episodes because of the whole thing of like how they always say like, okay, there was the initial Meep episode, and then they said like, here's a trailer for an episode we're not going to make, but then they did end up making that episode, and so they had to use the trailer footage that they had the first time, and then they were like, at the end of that episode they made another trailer for another Meep episode that they weren't planning on making, so they did end up making that trailer. So they did end up making that episode, so they had to like, I just like the whole concept of like, we're making this episode, but we weren't planning to make it, and we like put all this like footage in the original trailer for the episode that like we now have to utilize, and so they just like come up with that. So I like the episodes themselves, but the actual Meep character I don't really care for too much. He's fine, just C tier though. More Fireside Girls I just don't care for. This is Mishki, something like that. This was the girl that's Baljeet like went on one date with, and that was it. This is Meep's nemesis. I don't remember his name, but he was, I'll put him like next to Meep. He was fine, I would say. You know, fine antagonist for the Meep episodes, but just C tier, I would say. Monty Monogram, I will give him, I'll go, I don't know, I'll give him like, I guess C tier. The only thing with his character is the relationship with Vanessa. It's like, that's the only real time we like see his character. Like at least Vanessa has a little bit more going on with her character rather than just her relationship with Monty, but Monty's whole thing is just like his relationship with Vanessa, and that's it. So actually not the only time, well, I was going to say like he helps out Carl, but even that was in the context of Carl blackmailing him so that he wouldn't reveal the truth about him dating Vanessa to Major Monogram. So he's fine, just C tier though. I don't really care too much for him. This is the alien that ends up taking Phineas's body. It's meant to encapsulate all the aliens from that one episode. I would give them probably, I don't care for the aliens themselves, so I'm just going to give them D/F tiers, but I did like the episode, especially with like seeing Phineas and the rest of the gang in these like alien bodies. I thought that was pretty cool. But the actual aliens themselves, I don't really care for, so D/F tier. This is Jeremy's dad. I don't care for him. D/F tier, just a member of Jeremy's family. This is his mom. We'll just do her now. Also, D/F tier, don't really care for her. This is the macabre dude. I think that's how you say the word. Just a dude that he was in a Halloween special episode, I think, and so I don't really. Yeah, he was fine actually. He's a bit memorable, so I'll give him like C tier, I'd say. This is Isabella's grandma, and I don't care for her too much, so just D/F tier. Norm, I like Norm a lot. Norm, I would give him probably either A or S tier, and I'm not going to give him S tier. I'm going to be a bit harsh and call him A tier, but yeah, he was definitely an A tier character. Very, very funny, very entertaining. Pretty decent actual character development as well. He has like episodes where he feels like feels neglected, or like he feels like he's not part of the family with Doofenshmirtz, or he feels like Doofenshmirtz doesn't care about him. Like the final episode of season 5 is the whole Vend Apocalypse, where he feels like Doofenshmirtz doesn't appreciate him, and then so I thought that was pretty good. And the character himself is just very, very good. You know, I like the voice actor. I like the character in concept, just this robot that Doofenshmirtz makes that like made that now like he's basically just a henchman for Doofenshmirtz, but he's very funny and entertaining. The design for him is pretty interesting. This like robot, he's constantly smiling and stuff. I just give him A tier. I think overall he's an A tier character. This is the one dude I included him for some reason. He was the dude that got demotivated during the race episode with Doofenshmirtz. He ends up. It was the one with the Top Gear guys, but I never watched Top Gear, so I didn't really include their cameos. There's also like other cameos, like Shaun of the Dead. I didn't bother including the cameos either because I just wouldn't have rated them that highly, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna give him these Legend of Hero. I don't care for him too much. Perry the Platypus. Okay, this is arguably the second. Phineas and Ferb, I would say, are the protagonists, but he is also arguably a protagonist. I might include him in the end of the year protagonist ranking that I do at the end of the year, but for now, I'm going to say he is. I'm gonna go B tier. He has a similar issue to Ferb, where it's like he just doesn't talk, so he does end up just feeling a bit forgotten in certain instances compared to like characters that just talk more so. But unlike Ferb, he actually does like a lot more. He does end up actually fighting Doofenshmirtz a lot. He has action sequences and stuff, and so I would give him a solid B tier, but definitely just not just all these characters that are hard. It's like they're good, and I think that their like talking aspects just improve their characters. Not to say that like a character needs to be able to talk to like be rated very high. I'm sure there's a lot of like very good mute characters that I probably can't name at the moment because I'm being put on the spot, but yeah, just there's probably like a lot of really good characters that can't talk. It's just these are like, I would say he's like a good character. Like B tier doesn't mean bad. Like anything that is above, anything C tier or higher, I would call it a good character. But yeah, I would just say B tier, he's good. His like whole rivalry with Doofenshmirtz is good. I think that he was actually very good in the Second Dimension movie. And yeah, just solid B tier. He is a bit like repetitive, kind of similar to like Candace, I would say, where he is just kind of doing the same thing every episode of just like going to stop Doofenshmirtz, gets captured, he manages to stop Doofenshmirtz. It's like the same thing over and over with his character. So just B tier, I'm going to give him, but yeah, still B tier is still pretty good, I would say. This is Second Dimension Phineas. I don't really care for him too much, to be honest. He feels like just the only thing he does is like throughout the movie, he's just constantly telling Second Dimension Candace like, oh, we have to help them. It's like we can't just leave them here. But then Candace, the Second Dimension Candace, is like, oh no, we can't help them out. Like it's dangerous or whatever. So I don't really care for him too much. Phineas himself, the main character of the show, I would give probably. I'm just gonna go B tier. I would say he's fine. He's just like, again, this is an issue with like a lot of the main cast. He's very one-dimensional. So just the thing is always the same with him. What are we gonna do today? And then he has like some good lines here or there. It's like definitely not a bad character, but not on the level as like the A tiers, I feel like, or the S tiers. Good. I do like the moments where he gets angry. That is pretty interesting to see, where I think there was like some scenes where he got angry with Candace. There were some scenes where in the Second Dimension film where it's like he gets very angry with Perry. I thought that was interesting to see. So when we do get to see like a different side of him, which is not just like overly optimistic, it's like, oh, like just very one note about everything. I do like his character a bit more. So, but I'm just gonna give him B tier. This is what was the other landscaper dude. I will put him next to, I guess, the first one, the Danish guy, whatever, or Dutch. I don't remember what this dude was, but yeah, again, they were entertaining in their episode, I would say, so solid B tier. This is Pinky. This is Isabella's pet, who is also a secret agent. I don't care for him at all. Yeah, just not very interesting, I would say. His rivalry with the woman here, this is her, I forgot her name even, but yeah, I'll put her also, like, I would say that she is D-slated here. I don't care for it. This whole, like, I think there was 1 or 2 episodes with them where it's like, instead of following Perry, we followed, like, their kind of rivalry. Wasn't really that interesting, I would say, so D-slated here. It felt like I was just watching, like, a knockoff of, like, the regular stuff. This is the Perry bot. This was, like, the evil version of Perry. I will say the fight scenes were decent between him and Perry. The actual character himself, I don't really care for at all. I'm just going to give D/F tier. Yeah, just an evil version of Perry, I would say, and I think that they did the evil version of Perry better, like in the one episode where everything was going in reverse and Perry was like the butler of Doofenshmirtz. I think that was like a better, more evil version of Perry, I would say, compared to, like, not, like he wasn't more evil in that episode, but it's like he portrayed a better antagonistic Perry, I would say, compared to like this one where it just feels like very stereotypical. Oh, he was turned into a cyborg and now he's under the control of the villain and stuff. Like, it feels very not great, I would say. This is the Candace's doppelganger. I don't really care for her. She was in like one episode, not that memorable. These left here. This was the mystery dude. I would give him. I'll go C tier. I like the episode itself. The character was fine, I guess. Part of the episode. I'm being kind of generous with the C tier here, but it was fine. Like the episode was just Doofenshmirtz helping out him, and I think it was Peter the panda like worked through their rivalry. I thought that was decent. I would say I'm just gonna go C tier for him. This is Ray Liotta. I included him, just a cameo, but a cameo that I liked. I think Ray Liotta is a great actor, and so I would give him probably, well, we'll go B tier, honestly. Like, it was a really cool cameo to see, and it's Ray Liotta, so like hearing his voice was pretty cool. So yeah, just B tier. This is Phineas and Ferb's grandpa from their dad's side, and I would say out of all the grandparents, he is probably the most prominent, where he actually like goes on a lot of the adventure. Like, anytime he's around, he usually ends up going on whatever, like he gets involved with whatever invention Phineas and Ferb end up making. Even so, I don't really care for him too much. But you know what, I will give him probably, I'll go C tier, because he has like some good lines here and there with the British stuff, so C tier. This was a villain that I think Doofenshmirtz fought, or Perry fought at one point. I don't really, pretty forgettable, just D / tier. This is Roger, Mayor Roger, the mayor of Danville, that Doofenshmirtz is constantly trying to ruin whatever Roger has going on at the time. I'll give him C tier, he's fine, not really one of my favorite characters, but you know, he's got like there's some good plots that involve him, I would say, so C tier. This is the mother of one of the Fireside Girls. I don't really care for, yeah, this is Santa from the Christmas episode. Not really as good as the Elves. The Elves like felt a lot more prominent, and Santa is pretty forgettable, to be honest. I'm just gonna give him D / tier. This is the sergeant of the camp that Phineas and Ferb gets sent to after they get busted in the one episode that I think takes place in Candace's dream. Don't really care for him. Not a great dude, trying to crush like imagination and fun and stuff like that. It's that kind of character. D / tier, I'm gonna give him. This is the third member of Love Handle, the one that I think I like the most, just because the scene with him, like where he like the I Got No Rhythm song, I think was the best out of all the Love Handle songs. And him specifically, I would still just put like with the rest of the Love Handle members, they're fine, but yeah, they're just all C tier, I would say. Stacy, I would give her probably, I'd give her A tier, honestly. I think that she was a very good, like, kind of counterweight to, I guess, Candace's antics. Candace, like, always being crazy about trying to bust her brothers and stuff, but Stacy being like, hey, maybe, like, don't worry about busting them, like, maybe we can, like, just go do something fun or whatever. Like, she was good. The episode where she like, acts as an agent to help save Perry, I think that was also a good episode. The whole aspect of, like, her even finding out about Perry, I thought was interesting, I would say. Overall, I would say that she is an A tier character. This is, okay, these are aliens from the Candace movie. Don't care for, this is meant to represent all the aliens. This one here, I don't care for him. Is the villain alien. I don't care for her either. She is, yeah, I didn't think she was a great antagonist. She was probably, I rated her as my least favorite thing about the Candace Against the Universe movie. Just, her whole thing was like, oh, she wants to control the alien race, and like, I guess humans by proxy as well, and she needs carbon dioxide to do it. It's just, it didn't feel like an interesting motive, I would say. In comparison to, I guess, the Second Dimension Doofenshmirtz, where his whole motive was that he lost his choo-choo train, but at least that was like comically funny, so it's like, okay, fine, it's so absurd of a motive that like it works, but this was just like, it felt like a standard generic, oh, I want to control people. So this is Jeremy's sister, who we honestly don't really see at all in the later seasons. Like, I do remember in the earlier seasons she did feel pretty prominent. In the later seasons, though, it's like you barely see her at all, so I'll give her C tier. It's somewhat entertaining, the back and forth she has with Candace, but yeah, she really just doesn't show up in the later seasons, it feels like. So this is the Kevin, the zebra that just calls Candace Kevin every time he shows up. I don't care for him. You know, I'm noticing now, I forgot to include Clipaloon, the magical bathing suit, and I would have given him probably D / tier anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And by proxy, I guess I also forgot to include, I think, what was it? Sasquatch, I guess the aliens that showed up in, like, there were some episodes with other aliens that weren't from the Candace Saves the Universe movie. The Loch Ness Monster, like, there's a decent amount of characters that, cameos, I guess, I didn't include, but again, I probably just would have given them D / tier. This was the dude that, he was like a rival of Phineas and Ferb. I didn't include his brother, I'm pretty sure, but his brother is, yeah, his brother I would also probably just give him D / tier. The whole purpose of their characters was that they were meant to be like, oh, we're the best at inventing and stuff, and then they get showed up by Phineas and Ferb and stuff. So D / tier. I also forgot to include his sister, I'm pretty sure, but she would also probably get D / tier. This is Candace's aunt who ended up marrying that okay guy, this guy here. So I don't really care for too much, so just D / tier. This is, I think, Baljit's uncle, I'm pretty sure it was. Or it might just be some person from some Asian country that they were at some point. So I think he was in he was part of the Rubber musical sequence. There was like a song about rubber or something like that, and so he was part of. Don't really remember him too much of these stuff here. Vanessa from the Second Dimension, I don't really care for, but Vanessa from the First Dimension, I would give her probably either B or A tier, and honestly, I'll give her A tier because every time she is, like, part of the plot is actually pretty interesting, I would say. It's usually involved with, like, Doofenshmirtz somehow, like, their relationship, or maybe she gets involved with something that, like with Candace or something like that. It's usually pretty interesting when she's involved, so I will say A tier. This is the vending machine, like she's meant to encompass the vending machine. She's the leader of the vending machines in the Vendo Apocalypse, the final episode that is currently released. Don't really care for her, just D / tier. This is, I think this is Isabella's mom. I don't care for her. This is the female version of like Major Monogram that gives the orders to Pinky. Don't care for her either. This is Phineas and Ferb's grandma from their mom's side. Don't care for her. And finally, this is, I think, another one of Candace's future children, so I don't really care for him either. Okay, we'll do side style for, I guess, the... This was a long show. I don't really want to do for the C tiers because it looks like there's a lot, but I will be willing to do for the B tiers because this was a decently long show. So who was my favorite here? We're going to go, again, mostly based on instinct. We'll go probably Major Monogram, Buford, Irving. Actually, no, Baljeet. Then we'll say future Baljeet, and then future Isabella. And we'll go Irving, and then Harry the Platypus. Then second dimension, Candace. Then we'll go these two, and then Jeremy, and then we'll say Phineas, and then we'll go Ray Liotta. Then I guess Isabella, then the Hat Dude. I guess. Actually, maybe I'm rating Isabella a bit low, but whatever. It's pure instinct. Okay, A tiers. Who is my favorite from these ones? I will say probably. We'll go Norm, honestly. Norm, I really like them. We'll go probably Stacy, I think. And then... Actually, probably Buford and then Stacy. And then we'll go Vanessa. And then Carl. Jeremy. Second Dimension, Doofenshmirtz, and then Napoleon. And then finally for that tiers, we are going to go with... Yeah, probably Wendell, Floyd, and then number 1 is Doofenshmirtz. He is my favorite character from Phineas and Ferb. And here we'll get a quick shot of all of the tier lists. So here's the D / tiers, the C tiers, the B tiers, and the S tiers here. So yeah, that is pretty much all there is to it. So if you have any recommendations, any shows, movies, video game stories, anime, manga, web series, anything that you want me to review or rank or compare rankings, it does not have to be media related. Leave it in the comments and I will maybe possibly check it out. But with that said, that is pretty much all there is to it. So let's leave it at that.